Oh my gosh, you guys are creepy.
And go. We did it. 5 seconds of silence.
My mama caught... Okay, we can't clear those rights. Sorry. And I'm going to sing it so well.
Yeah, that people will definitely know.
We're going to get flagged.
We're gonna get sent cease and desist letters
from
that person that you were going to say.
I actually know the record company. It was Post Malone, by the way.
Oh.
Congratulations. Oh, man, that song's so good. We were listening to that before we started.
Congratulations.
Now they only say congratulations. Okay, sorry.
That's all we got. That's all we can do before we get cease and desist.
Post Malone, come be on our podcast.
It's fun.
I would be so into that. It would be so dope. Oh,
anyways,
Alicia, I'm feeling your like lack of energy.
Oh, sorry. I'm so tired right now.
You're like dragging me down.
I'm sorry.
I was feeling so peppy, and now I'm closer to you, and I feel you're like a. You ever heard of black holes in space and how they like suck matter into them?
Yes. I'm actually a black hole in the form of a person.
You're a human black hole,
yes.
Right? Alicia, step up your game. You're a human black hole. A human black goal. That's not a thing. A human black hole right now. Wait. So, have you ever heard of the All Blacks?
Yes, I have, from New Zealand, the rugby team.
Yeah. Do they have goals in rugby? Is that what it is?
They have no, it's not a touchdown.
I don't know.
What is that?
It's a goal?
It's a goal?
Okay, Otto says it's a goal. Okay. The producer knows.
Yeah.
He Googled it.
My
favorite team. All Blacks are his favorite team.
What's another rugby team? Yep, that's what I thought.
Sick burns on the podcast today. So sick.
So sick. Anyways, welcome to the Plain Notes podcast.
I am your co-host, Steve.
And I'm your other co-host, Alicia.
Sorry for disrupting. Hey,
welcome. I was not here last week. I was on vacation.
And now you're a little bit sick, right?
I'm a little sick. Yeah, I feel like I've been sick so often on this podcast.
Me too. Have you noticed?
Yeah, we've both just been like trading sicknesses.
We're like every time you come here and we high five,
we
just
like,
we trade
we
the
just
cold
lick
back.
each other's palms and get all the.
I have never licked your palms.
I don't know. You have that one time. Steve is a palm licker.
I didn't. Not my kid.
I like to spread weird rumors about Steve.
That's
it's like how he always takes off his clothes and he gets really sweaty when he's sick.
That's funny, because when I was a little kid, my cousins are probably going to listen to this podcast and they'll be like, I remember when Steve was little and he took off his pants in front of everyone. And that is a thing that happened when I was little. And inexplicably, now I'm an adult who has a job. So,
and you can't take off your pants on your job unless you're at home. And then
I usually work in regular clothes.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, because I've
heard that like you're supposed to like dress up as if you're going to work and you're gonna do your regular thing when you're working from home, so you have like the same mentality.
I have an extremely serious work ethic.
Man, I mean,
where I have to like take a shower and stuff and like be all businessy even before I start working just upstairs in my office where no one will see me from the waist down. But
Hey,
you know,
do you wear shoes and socks too?
Yeah, usually.
Oh, really?
Well, no, I'll put on socks, I think, and maybe like slippers or something. I'll let myself relax a little.
I usually just, when I work from home, I roll out of bed and I just go to my office and I work. And I have a meeting like usually first thing in the morning on the days that I work from home.
Is it like a video meeting?
No.
Oh, you just call in?
Yeah. It's a meeting with some people in Canada, which is fun. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Are you like, oh, hey?
They're so nice. Yeah. Actually, the first time I had that meeting, I had no idea where they were calling from. And I'm like, they're Canadians. So I was like chatting my coworker.
Have you showed any of them our podcast?
I have not.
Dang it! We were trying to gain a fan base in Canada.
Our Canadian audience.
I ate some poutine last week and everything.
Did you? Oh yeah, you went to that poutine food truck. Huh?
Yeah. So there, yeah. Anyway, that rang. Did you hear that?
I did not.
The drums, these little desk drums rang.
Desk drums.
Ha! I couldn't do it again. Well, that's going to be a cool peek. Anyway.
Yeah, so I was gone last week. So Aldo was here. He did a good job. I think it was fun. He talked about a couple things that I actually... Like, I think he mentioned, like, a movie, like, Wolf Children, which sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
So I want... they're gonna think, yeah.
That's my new thing. Yeah. Anyway,
Hey.
Jesus. I might have to bleep that.
Yeah. We're gonna... Thanks a lot. This is a friendly podcast.
I know.
For all types of friends.
Yeah.
Rude.
Jesus loves everybody.
Oh, shh.
That's true.
This is your guys' show.
Yeah, you're stealing it. Stop.
Hey.
Anyways,
Anyway, Wolf Children.
I watched the trailer for it, so it looks pretty good, so I'm going to have to check it out. Thanks, Aldo, for filling in for me, and also for doing a shout-out for Lin-Manuel Miranda, holding
Yeah,
a
it was
torch
really
for me.
dope. It was super
That was
dope.
really nice.
And then Melissa said, so we gave him dinner before, because we were like, obviously, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And she said that he was like just nice and quiet and polite, and then as soon as he got in front of a mic, he was like just like ready to talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he's a real consummate professional, Melissa.
Yeah.
Unlike us, the Plain Donuts podcast.
Podcast hosts, we're not.
Speaking of professionalism, we should say that we're going to be doing a live episode
we
of
are
Plain
going to be doing
Donuts.
a live episode, which will be really cool.
It's
I'm really
going to be
excited in June.
In June, yes, it's going
Of
to be
2017.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you're
correct.
listening
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this podcast
a long
later,
time in the future.
yeah, and you're just going to be like, I missed it.
It's going to be June 10th
Yes.
at the Davis County. Well, I could look it up. It's at an event called FireCon.
FireCon, okay.
That's FYRECON. So you know
Utah
it's fantasy.
spelling, you know.
You know it's a fantasy convention because it's
Fire.
spelled with a Y. Anyway, it's great. It's going to be exciting. Corinne, whose book we read for the podcast and who we interviewed, actually was like, "Oh, I'm going to be doing a session there. I'm going to be teaching about secondary characters, which is my favorite." Come on. Hey! Come on! Anyway.
That was so unexpected.
What are you barking at, dog? There's nothing.
Nothing
Don't look
there.
at me. Don't. Just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, she's like, "Oh, I love to teach about secondary characters. It's one of my favorite things to write. So I'm going to be doing that at the thing."
So I'm excited because we are going to be doing like a panel, I guess, sort of thing, where we're going to take questions live.
It's literally a live
It's
episode.
a live
like,
episode, so that'll be really exciting. So,
audience questions. But yeah, FireCon runs from the 8th to the 10th. If you're in the Davis County, Utah area, or if you want to go there, registration right now I think is like $40 for the full 3 days or whatever. And it's like mainly like a writing and art convention. If you're into writing and or art. But there's a whole bunch of stuff there. There's another podcast guy talking about being successful in podcasting. And we're like, "Can you teach us, bro?" Anyway.
No, we gotta act like we know already.
Oh, sorry. We're like, "Hey, we're doing a live episode of our real podcast."
Yeah.
So,
Dude, we don't even know what your podcast name is, bro.
welcome to the Plain Donuts podcast, where we make fun of
Other
other
podcasts?
podcasts.
Other more mildly successful.
He might be.
podcasts? He might be way more successful.
Wildly successful.
Yeah.
I was like
We're
running.
gonna get so much hate.
I was running some numbers this week because I'm trying to figure out like the gauge of podcast sizes. And I know my brother and me is like one of the most popular comedy podcasts. They're in like the top 20, I think. They're not the super high up there. They might be in the top 10. I don't know.
I think it's top 10, yeah.
Anyway, they're really great. But they have something like 5,500 ratings and reviews on iTunes.
So many.
Right. And we have 10.
Yeah, solid 10.
And so I was taking our weekly listenership.
Were you like doing a ratio?
Yeah. And so, like 10 over 5,500 equals X over Y, right?
yeah.
Y is our secret listenership number.
We're not gonna say because we don't want to brag.
Right. And so anyway, it turns out they have, you could, if you're smart, you can go backwards on this calculation and figure out what our secret number is. How do you like that for a little game you could play while listening to this podcast? Yeah. Anyway, I figured out they have something like 35,000 downloads a week if those numbers are right.
That's crazy.
Which is really nuts.
Yeah.
If you,
we're so close to that, so whatever. It's
pretty serious.
It's good that they're so successful,
Yeah. We're sponsored by HBO.
Yeah, HBO,
and,
Go, and
what's the The Walmart brand, great
value.
Great value.
Great
That's
value
right.
paper towels specifically.
And we have like 4 sponsorships from
Yeah.
MeUndies, so
Yeah.
take that.
Take that.
My brother and me.
Yeah. Also one from Fitbit.
That's right. Totally.
Totally.
These are all real fake sponsors, and I'm sorry if you're a brand out there and you're offended for being listed amongst our fake content
I'm
sponsors.
sorry.
But
we really want a sponsor, so.
I know. We're not going to put your ad next to racist content like YouTube might.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So there you go.
Everybody should advertise on YouTube. It's not bad, actually. It's a really good ROI for that kind of advertising. It's much better than like TV or whatever for the price. You should watch, I think it's Film Theory or Game Theory. They have an episode about like, is Super Bowl advertising worth it?
And the answer is probably no, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, who was the one that like was saying that they're going to do the shortest Super Bowl ad ever, and it was like $3 million for like a 3-second ad, and then I don't even know who did it.
I don't know
at this point. So,
but yeah,
and if you need an advertising agency, there's a really great one in Salt Lake that I may or may not work at.
yeah.
So there you go.
And you could like have your agency call us and sell us some ads.
Yeah.
For your brand.
Yeah, there you go.
We're so into that.
We're like totally all in house.
Plain Donuts audience is a captive audience because most of them are trapped in my basement.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All 500 of them.
Mm-hmm.
500,000.
500,000.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like to say the whole number because that just
right.
sounds like bragging.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, this is weird. This is a weird topic of conversation.
Yeah. We didn't even go to our normal thing where we talk about our weeks yet.
We haven't yet. Did you know that you have a nose piercing and I have a nose piercing that's sort of like just shifted?
Yeah.
I never really thought about that.
It's kind of like I got punched in the face if I were your nose and it shifted to the side.
Oh, that's true.
That's like a really complicated way of explaining what our nose piercings look like.
Anyway, you can find a picture on our Facebook page. Yeah. That is facebook.com/plaindonuts.
Yes. And it's super fun. We're super active on the Facebook page.
We're super active everywhere if you talk to us.
Yeah, we're friendly and nice.
Oh, we should get to the real beginning of the podcast. You feel warmed up?
I feel so warmed up. So Steve and I had brunch with our SOs.
That's right, and our friend Shannon.
Yeah, our spare tire of a friend.
Oh, she's great. Stop.
Yeah, but no, spare tires are so great. You always need them. You should never go without.
I have plenty of spare tire, if you know what I'm saying. I was grabbing my hip area where my spare tire lives.
Hips don't lie. Ask Shakira.
Oh, they don't.
One of our podcast listeners.
She does. Shakira listens.
Yeah.
She DM'd me on Twitter, actually.
Sliding into those DMs.
She did. She was like, Steve, I love your podcast. And I was like, Shakira, back off. I'm married.
I'm trying to remember what I did this weekend. Now it's like, I feel like I came in and I had all these things.
You went to brunch with us?
Went to brunch.
I guess you showed up at church in like a tourist lady outfit.
Oh yeah, everyone was like, you're so fancy.
You're like, I know.
I know, from Amsterdam. What else?
I don't know if Amsterdam people are as fancy as you think they are.
They're not. I also ran a 5K on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, me
and
too.
then we went to an escape room, which was super fun.
Oh, yeah. Somebody was really drunk there, right?
My friend Nate. Hi, Nate.
Nate.
He was really fun, though. We all had some really strong drinks at Current, a bar in Salt Lake, which is really good.
Who was driving? Tell me how illegal this was. I'm just joking.
We walked.
I'm sorry.
Because we were responsible, and then we got mac and cheese.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I want some mac and cheese. I'm really bad about pasta. So I've been trying to lose weight and whatever, and pasta is my favorite thing, but it's very high in calories.
So good.
It's so wonderful.
Pasta's so good.
Anyway, for the money I'm a savage. Okay, so we did have a for the money I'm a savage section just before we started this section.
Did, and we won't talk about it because it's not safe for podcast.
What? For the money I'm a savage? That's the segment we just did talking about sponsorships.
Oh, I thought you were talking about before we started recording, that conversation.
No, I was just talking about us being savage for the money.
We were savage for the money.
That's true.
And I'm just thirsty for Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Otto, are you okay?
No,
he's not. He's not even listening.
So anyway, yeah, so you went to this drunk escape room.
Yeah, it was really fun. We nearly escaped. But
Do they give you percentages about how many people escape versus don't?
some of them do. This one did not. We were really close to escaping, but I think because everyone was like more inebriated, it was a lot more difficult than it should have been.
I wonder if it would be totally illegal if you like wrote up some paperwork that was like, if you sign this waiver and you don't escape, you die in real life.
I don't think anyone would go to those escape rooms.
Nobody would go, of course. But like
if they signed the contract without like looking at the contract.
But like, would you be legally protected for killing people?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is any lawyers out there?
Yeah,
that can
any
help us
lawyers
out?
want to holler at us and tell us if you could legally kill people in your escape room if they signed a contract saying it was okay?
And would that be considered like an assisted suicide situation?
I don't know. Also, furthermore, is the contract in 50 Shades of Grey legal?
No, it's probably
It's very much not legal, I'm
not
certain.
legal. So I'm pretty sure if that's not legal.
I wonder, there has to have been a conversation if E.L. James was a decent writer at all, of like the main character going, have you had your lawyers look at this? Because you're like a bazillionaire and you have a lot of lawyers, so you should at least make sure that this is actually
legally
legal.
binding contract.
I don't think with my lawyers, I think with my sex parts. Oh, should I bleep that?
That's
Anyway.
that's an actual quote from 50 Shades of Grey.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, you didn't escape.
We did not
and you
escape.
didn't die in real life,
We did
luckily.
not die in real life. We lived. And we got mac and cheese and more cheese at the wine bar in Salt Lake.
Cheese.
That's good.
I said
cheese.
I get it.
Cheese.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
clever.
And then, like, oh man, I was thinking about, like, ordering something with a ton of cheese in it. And then I came up with the idea. I have a lot of, like, really bathroomy humor ideas, and it's really... every time I have an idea like that, I'm like, that's not worth posting on Twitter. But, like the premise is that you have to focus for the next few days, and so you don't want to go to the bathroom very much, so you just eat a lot of cheese so you get stopped up. So,
You don't focus? I feel like I would be so focused on not going to the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like that would backfire on me.
Maybe. You might just have to eat, like, a ton of, like, meat. Just only sausages for every meal.
Oh.
I know some people that wouldn't be too hard for.
Oh.
That
Sick burn.
was a risque one.
Yeah.
Woof, woof. Anyways, should I talk about my week, or are you...
Go ahead, talk about your week.
Okay. Let's see. Let me think. I'm unprepared. No. So we kind of lazed around a little bit on Saturday because we've had a really busy few weeks.
And you had a busy day too at work, right?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been having some emotional turmoil. I don't know why. Like, just going through some crap in my head. And so I woke up, like, kind of crabby already. And then when I got off the train, it was raining really hard. But I've made a habit to walk to work from the train station, which is about, like, 1.25 miles or so. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna walk. Maybe it'll stop raining so much. Yeah. And it started raining more on the walk there. So I got to work and I was, like, super wet.
Oh.
And then, thank you, Otto. Anyway, Otto made a really good face. So then I had to kind of resettle my hair at work and stuff. And then it was a weird day. And, like, I sort of got...
Do you have, like, an open sort of office situation?
Yeah.
Like, where the cubicles are super low?
We don't have cubicles. We have team rooms.
That sounds like the worst.
So, it's okay. It's not bad. The rooms are really big.
Yeah. I'm, like, I don't know. I'm an introverted person. So, like, the idea of spending 8+ hours of my day, like, forced to, like, look at someone else's face across from me, or, like, not having a space for my own
all
self.
our desks face walls, though, so that's pretty nice. So our team rooms are all just kind of around the edge, and we have a conference table in the middle where we have our team meetings and stuff. It's pretty nice. I dig it.
Yeah.
So yeah, through the day I sort of got saltier and saltier, and then salty. I was feeling like a kind of dumb. Like, I kept making stupid mistakes and getting down on myself. So it was pretty hard toward the end of the day, like, I just was real crabby and whatever. And then I came home and I was like, meh. And my wife was like, stop it. And I was like, okay. And so now I'm feeling a lot better.
And he was fine, yeah. I came over and, because I saw Steve on the train when, which we see each other occasionally on the train. I usually take the later train than Steve does, but I saw him today.
Yeah.
And he was looking a little tired, and I was a little tired, so we talked about how we were tired. And
you only ate 6 oranges at that moment.
I only ate 6 oranges and had coffee, so I was like, ah!
Yeah, I can't even imagine what my body would be doing if I ate 6 oranges and coffee throughout the day.
It was so acidic.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe a feeling of, like, only eating, like... Have you ever been in a situation where you've only had, like, fruit to eat, and so you just eat the fruit, and then you just feel weird? Because it's like, I mean, fruit's pretty sugary, right?
Yeah.
So you eat fruit, and then you're like, like, buzz from the sugar, but then it's not, like, the nutritional value.
I just feel like I would just straight up get heartburn. Like, all it would be would just be heartburn. Because, like, if I drink coffee on an empty stomach, it's, like, immediate heartburn for me. So that much acid would be pretty bad.
So there was a time in my life where I worked at Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And I hated my job. I think I probably told you this story. I might have told the story on the podcast.
Not on the podcast,
so forgive me if I
have. In my kitchen.
Yeah, I hated working at Little Caesars because Little Caesars... So I was like, I need some coffee. I'm so tired. So I drank like a cup of coffee. And I'm like, oh, I hate my job. Why do I work at Little Caesars? I had to calm down. So I drank like a glass of wine. And then Little Caesars is probably like a mile down the road from my house. So I just like walked to work. And I got the worst heartburn of my life walking down to work.
Yeah.
Like, So I just was really cranky that day because I work at Little Caesars and I also had really bad heartburn. So I cried in the freezer.
Aw. For a little while, I had heartburn so bad that sometimes it would make me throw up, which was rough.
Because you hate throwing up.
It was so awful. I've gotten over that point in my life, though. Luckily, at this juncture, anyway. Yeah. Could come back in the future, but.
It's interesting. I met a lot of people recently that are, like, very... And maybe I don't know. Maybe this is a weird thing to say, but they're like, I really hate throwing up. Like, throwing up is the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to me. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Maybe getting shot would be the worst thing, but throwing up is definitely not, like, super terrible. And I don't know, if I'm, like, feeling upset and I, like, happen to be, like, blah on the side of the road or whatever, I'm like, I feel way better after that happens.
How often do you barf on the side of the road? Why is this such an awkward question to answer?
I don't know. Okay.
Are you, like, mildly bulimic?
No.
I didn't mean to bring this out on the podcast.
It's like, I have a very... this is weird. I have a very sensitive gag reflex, so if I cough a lot, I'll, like, just throw up. Like, I'll get really nauseous and throw up. So
That's the excuse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Steve, come on. You can't joke about those things on the podcast.
It's just like throwing up from coughing. That's all I was joking about. Like, some people
Steve an eye.
Some people just like to throw up, and so they, like, make excuses for it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but it's not that, yeah. Because, I mean, I don't...
Sorry. I'm sorry. Me and Otto are making eyes at each other, and it's really bothering Alicia. We should be focused. This is an audio-only podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always has happened to me. Like, I'll be driving, and I'll be coughing a lot, and I'm like, oh, I feel so nauseous. I have to throw up. I don't know. Maybe it's like a weird psychosomatic...
Does Otto see you throw up a lot?
Do you see me throw up a lot? He's shaking his head, yes.
I feel like me and Melissa, like, I don't think she's ever seen me throw up. Have you? No, she hasn't. And I don't think I've seen her.
I saw Otto throw up on the floor one time, and he got so upset, and he was like, don't, and he, like, threw his body on top of it.
What?
This is a true story. He had food poisoning.
Oh, no.
And I don't know, it didn't, like, bother me to, like, help him clean it up, or whatever. I was like, no, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. He's like, no, go away. And just, like, threw his body on. I'm sorry. We're having to put, like, another... disclaimer about this ahead of... Oh, geez.
We really did that disclaimer that one time, actually.
We did.
We really were very professional about it. We're like, if you get kind of empathetically
queasy?
sick or whatever, skip to this time.
Yeah.
And we had the correct time and everything.
We did, and we're probably gonna have to do that again. So.
No, it's fine. We haven't talked very much about anything. But anyway, that's crazy. I had food poisoning one time, and I was able to like make it to the bathroom.
Yeah.
To get it done.
Did I mention I also threw up on the subway too? I think I told
that story's bad. Let's not talk about that story.
That's a bad story.
Yeah. Go back to that episode if you want.
Yeah.
But like, it's bad. There's I can't remember.
There's more details back in that old episode.
The lady from the con emailed me that we're doing the live episode, and she said, "I'm super excited to have you guys come."
Aww.
Super excited.
She doesn't even know us.
I know. It's
How
so
nice.
Oh, wow. Melissa's very excited for us, too. Thank you, Melissa.
Such supportive family members.
Yeah. Jeez.
Hey, it is the middle of the podcast. We're just going to take a short break. And Steve said I could say whatever I want in this part. So here we go. I'm just going to do a little breakdown. But first I'll say, hey, thanks for sticking around. We really love you guys. We really appreciate all of our listeners. And every week you guys keep bringing more questions and, more engagement. And we really like that. So to continue that engagement and fun, you can always go onto our social media accounts. We have Twitter and Facebook. Facebook is facebook.com/yourplaindonuts, or plain donuts, sorry, just plain donuts, facebook.com/plain donuts. And our social media is @yourplaindonuts. That's YOUR, the possessive form of your. Wow, geez, this is great. I'm doing an intro, middle video, and my voice is like crap. I'm almost done though, I promise. And like we mentioned in the podcast, there is a convention that Steve and I are doing a live podcast show, live recording for, and that's FireCon on June 8th through the 10th, and we're going to be there on Saturday. So it'll be really cool. If you want to show up and if you want to just get more information about the convention, you can go to firecon.com. That's fire, FYRE con.com. Con as in conventional type, like a conventional oven. Anyways, I'm done talking for now, and hopefully Steve will keep this recording for the middle of the podcast. So enjoy the rest of the show. Get talking about our questions.
We do have some questions, yeah.
So we decided to take questions and confessions, which we got a lot of confessions this time about high school, high school experiences, like what's happened to you at high school, like what, where are you now versus where you were in high school.
Yeah, because it's like graduation time right now, right? Like with prom and everything.
Yeah, there's lots of people doing prom, and I don't know, I kind of like seeing the kids out doing prom. It's just kind of like a little wholesome, like, oh, they're so cute and dressed up, and they have their little outfits.
I think you misunderstand prom if you think it's all wholesome.
No, I think it's cute. Don't ruin it for me, Steve.
That's just stories. Stories that I heard, and like Idle Hands, that MTV movie or whatever, have taught me that like...
I'm shaking my head, Steve.
Prom is not as wholesome
Don't sully prom for me. Prom is...
I like that you use the word sully in that situation, so I won't do it anymore. Oh, excuse me.
Steve's drunk today. That's why he's a little all over the place.
I had some tea and I got some real good heartburn now. Just kidding. So anyway, we basically decided to take questions about high school. A little bit of a throwback nostalgia episode.
Since we were talking about prom, did you go to prom, Steve? Did you go to your senior and junior prom?
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Was it a wholesome, fun experience?
I don't remember if I went to my senior prom, actually. I can't remember.
Did you match your date?
Pretty sure I did, though, yeah. What? No, what?
Did you match your date?
Match?
Yeah, like with the same color tie as her dress.
Oh, I think so. I don't know.
See? If that's not wholesome,
I had a girlfriend for a long time in high school, and we went on a bunch of dates to dances together, and I can't remember which ones, but I'm pretty sure we went to my senior prom because it was at the Capitol. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, that's so fancy.
I'm pretty sure.
Like Salt Lake City Capitol?
Yeah.
Wow.
Super dope. It was so fly. Such
fly.
a really good...
We just had our prom at the
There's
Union
a lot of like
Station.
Scissor there and stuff. The Union Station in Salt Lake?
In Ogden.
Oh, in Ogden. Okay.
Yeah. We're not that cool.
Well, my school was like 10 minutes from downtown Salt Lake, so it wasn't like a crazy thing. It was just fancy.
I went to high school in downtown Ogden. Meth City? Just kidding. It's not that
What?
bad.
Come on.
Ogden's actually a nice place.
Yeah, there are a lot of hipsters there now.
There really are. It's like very, I don't know, you've heard of the Twilight concert series, right?
Yes,
It's like that, but like 24/7 down there. It's really weird.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah.
Because the Twilight concert series is free, or was free. I think they might have
it's $5 now. Yeah.
Because when it was free, it was just like riddled with... It's in Pioneer Park, which is right by a homeless center. And I hate to speak ill of like the homeless. That's terrible. But like it was really a hard situation when... It was free because like there would be a bunch of like college kids there, and then also like a bunch of homeless people being like, "Do you have any money?" And they're like, "We got here for free too, so no." You know.
Oh,
and,
that
like,
sounds really awkward.
It was kind of uncomfortable, but we saw some good. We went and saw
Frida.
We didn't see Big Frida. Come on, no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
That's what I did.
Who did we see Big Frida with?
No, I don't. Someone in indie. I don't know.
Was
Decemberists or something?
Come on. I feel like I would remember a Big Frida show. Big Frida shows are all about butts. It's all it is like shake your butt, shake your butt, shake your butt. Like that's the whole thing.
Oh man, I've never heard of this person.
It's Big Frida, Big Freedia, Big Frida. I don't think.
Twilight.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway.
Concert. Yeah, but that's my high school prom, senior prom, junior prom. It's okay. I went to...
Good story.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
This podcast is so hype. Anyway.
I went to Otto's senior cotillion now at his high school.
What is a cotillion?
It's like prom, but fancy. It was like at this mansion or something.
Didn't you say that like all of Otto's high school was like pure meth heads?
It's like more like people just getting pregnant a lot.
Oh,
like
okay.
a lot.
Well,
like like higher than the normal rate. Of
really
teen
like
pregnancies.
Well, teen okay, because in Utah, like it's very common to get pregnant right after you get married at 18 years of age.
You know,
like,
normal marriage age.
That's like Utah standard. It's not so standard in Utah to get pregnant as a teen.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe in Ogden, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
There are a lot of Crips and stuff.
No. Well, I don't know. Was there?
Ogden 13.
Yeah, Ogden 13 gang, yeah.
Oh, you looked at me very seriously when you said that. Like, it's not a joke, Steve. This gang is serious.
It's a serious gang. I never ran into anybody from any of the gangs, so that was not my crowd.
There was this is really stupid. This is incredibly stupid. But, like, there was, like, a talent show at my high school. And there was some girl who did, like, a little choreography thing with a couple of her friends, I think. I don't think she was dancing solo. But, like, in their dance, they did, like, part of it was a Crip walk. And, like, there were other people who were like, she shouldn't have done that. And they were like, she's gonna get killed or whatever. And I was like, guys, this is like a suburb in Utah.
Yeah, in Salt Lake, too.
Yeah, it was, I was just like, this is so dumb. All she did was this weird little dance with her feet. Like, you can't be mad about that. So anyway, gang stuff is weird. That's all.
That's all.
So you went to Otto's senior cotillion?
Yes. And it was
at a mansion?
It was in a mansion, and it was a mystery murder theme.
Was the Wizard of Ogden there?
No, he wasn't. Bummer.
Dang.
I know. He's actually like my age too.
Really?
Wizard of Ogden is.
So maybe he was there.
Google him. Who knows? He could have gone to there, and I never saw him because he was cloaked in magic.
Oh, could be. Oh man, one time in junior high, this is a very brief, stupid story. one time in junior high, there was this, I was like such a nerd, and there was this kid who like sat near me in English class or whatever, and he was the gothy type, but we were both too young to like really have cliche standard things or whatever, so he was just kind of like really weird, I guess you would say. And one day he like came up to me and he was like, "Did you send the Raven?" And I was like, say what?
Sir?
Like,
yeah. Excuse me? Yeah.
No, I didn't do anything. I've not cursed you or anything like that. And then like it's weird, that kid like left school at some point and I never saw him again.
Whoa.
But it wasn't.
Was he actually real?
It was briefly after that, but it wasn't like immediately after that. I'm pretty sure he was real. Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I guess I'm not 100% sure. But like,
prove it. Prove it, Steve.
Schizophrenia tends to make itself known when you're like in your early 20s. Oh. So I wouldn't have been present then most of the time, unless you have like childhood schizophrenia, which if that's true, I feel bad for you, son.
I got 99
problems.
Personalities, but
I got 99 problems, but 100 fake friends ain't one.
Boom.
Is that one problem, or is that 100 problems?
I don't know. That's 101 problems.
Well,
wait,
no,
that's just one
that's
problem.
199 problems.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're really good at math.
Rap math. That's my new podcast, Rap Math.
Rap math. What are you? Math. Rap. Algorithms.
We talk about National Good Day Day.
So good.
Have you ever heard of National Good Day Day? I was telling somebody about this. Oh, it's so cool. Does
it have to do with math raps and factorials?
No, it does have to do with rap math a little bit, though. There was somebody who took the lyrics of Good Day, like it was a good day, by who was it, Ice-T? Or was it Ice Cube? Thank you, sir. I'm glad we have an audience for this episode to give us the right facts. Anyway, they talked about like all the facts that they say, like he got a page, so it was after pagers became like commercially popular, and like they take all of the details and they figure out exactly what day the good day was.
Yeah, I think you told me about this.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I think it's like January 21st or something like that is National Good Day Day.
Seems like a good day.
Yeah.
Would be a good day.
It's pretty dope. Yeah. I keep wanting to say dope. Did you know there's this phenomenon? I think we might have mentioned this on the podcast before. I can't remember what it's called, but there's this phenomenon where if you say a word or hear a word,
like over and over again.
No, just in conversation.
Oh, and then you like keep hearing it.
You're more likely to use that word again in the near future, which is why it's like doubly impressive in the future when you read something from somebody if they are like noticeably not redundant. You can be like, oh yeah, they fight the urge well to not reuse words they just used. I keep noticing myself doing it. It's bad. Like I'll write something and then I'll be like, I use this same sort of unique word one right after the other, because there's that phenomenon that makes you naturally more inclined to use words that you've recently used. Isn't that weird?
That's weird. I guess it's just easier for your brain to like recall that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean that explains
it's
it.
It's just like your brain's like, I feel like being lazy.
But that's also like, it sort of explains how that kind of stuff percolates throughout the world, right? Where like you'll be like, oh, I used this weird word, and then somebody else will be like, I recognize that word and its definition, and I will use it in a sentence over here, but it's not very commonly used. Then it becomes more commonly used because of that natural inclination to use it again. It's really weird. Words, man. We did it.
Anyways, so wow, we sure got away from that.
Okay, so we have one from Twitter and we have one from Facebook on both of our official Plain Donuts platforms.
Social media platforms.
Yeah, the official Plain Donuts routes. Anyway, whenever, do you want to go to Twitter first, or do you want to go to Facebook first?
You go ahead and go to Twitter first, actually, because that's more rare. So this guy Vance Johnson, who actually mentioned specifically that he came down to listen to this podcast when Brandon was on. Hey Vance, thanks for sticking around. We like you a lot now. You're our new best podcast bud for this moment while we read your response. Yeah, suck it, Chris and Chris. Just kidding. You guys are nice.
Jeez. Here on
I've
Plain
never met
Donuts,
them
where we alienate our
person.
audience.
My favorite.
That's uncool, man. Anyway, Vance said one time a bunch of friends and I from the track team snuck on campus at like 11 p.m. and camped on the high jump pads. We got chased off campus the next morning by a maintenance guy in a truck and had to jump some fences so he couldn't catch us. Also, in the middle of the night, some cops came and shined their spotlight in the field, but we all hid and didn't get caught. Oh, man,
That's just
Vance.
like speaking such to like how, I don't know, you have so much energy in high school for nonsense like that. If I were to try that now, I'd just be like, all right, you got me. Just write me a fine. I'm got. You found me.
That, you know what it speaks to for me is my really old adult inability to think that that would be possible. Like, if somebody was like, the police are going to come to this generally open field where you're sleeping on some mats. How are you going to hide from them? And like they probably just hid behind the mats or something where the spotlight couldn't hit them. But I'd be like, no way. The police are way smarter than that. Like, they're going to look behind the mats.
I think you're overestimating the police back in the day.
I totally would, because like as an adult, I'm like, oh, everybody's a professional and wants to do a good job, you know?
But in reality, it's probably like, I don't see anything over there. I don't even know why I came over this random field in the first place. And I got other stuff to patrol.
Honestly, like, even I'd be like, some high school kids.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I saw their sleeping bags, but
I'd just be like, I don't have time to go and arrest high school kids. Like, that's not.
There could be real crime happening.
Yeah. All right. So on Facebook.
Thanks, Vance. Good story, man. Yeah. Did you ever do anything crazy like that in high school?
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Did I do that? Not really. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't like a part of like doing pranks or like hanging out. Yeah. Once school was over, I was like not at school. Like I didn't want to hang out at school. Like that wasn't a fun thing for me. I was more like, oh, let's just go and cut like 4 classes and go to Burger King in my friend's red Ford Mustang that's a convertible. Yeah. And we sit on the top and not wear our seatbelts.
One time, me and my buddy Justin, shout out to Justin, he's my friend on Facebook. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, we were in art class, and for some reason we weren't really doing anything. And our art teacher, obviously I expected him to just be like, no, that's dumb. Yeah. Right? But our art teacher was like super cool, so I was like, hey, Mr. Lee, can we go to Arby's? We're hungry. He's like, no, but you can take the hall pass.
Art teacher.
So we went to Arby's.
And then they're trying to be like, why are you out of school? And he like show them the hall pass. Like that's a legitimate reason to like leave school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. The only thing, we didn't really get in much trouble as youths. But like we were walking around like my little town late at night on like a Friday or something, and we got like the police like rounded us up in a gas station parking lot, and they were like, what are you kids doing? Let me see your IDs. So I gave them my ID, and I was like 15, and some of my friends were a little bit older than me, like in the 18 range, because they'd already graduated. We just had sort of a relatively wide range of people hanging out with us, but I think I was the youngest at the time. And the police were like, why are you hanging out with these guys? And I was like, because they're my friends. You know, like,
should I not be hanging out with these guys?
Literally, we didn't do anything wrong. I honestly don't know why they had us all wrangled, but like, yeah.
Nothing's more fun than wrangling youth and scaring them.
Well, I guess we were technically a gang because there were like 6 of us or something.
Well, I think a gang is what, like 2 or more people,
4
right?
More,
4 more?
Think,
okay, yeah.
We were very dangerous looking in our what with our trench coats and
oh my gosh,
punk rock patch jackets.
I would pull you over too.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate ya.
All right, Sheldon gave us a little spiel on Facebook. Thanks, Sheldon.
Yeah.
So
thanks, Sheldon. Hey, it's super dope of you to respond again. See, I said dope like that one phenomenon. I keep saying it.
I'm gonna read Sheldon's post.
Okay, do it. I'm ready. Sorry, thanks, Sheldon.
So this year is my 15-year high school reunion. I still feel like it's not been long enough for me to be remotely interested in going. I felt the same way about my 5-year and 10-year reunion. I feel like anyone I wanted to keep in touch with from high school, I still have contact with. How do you feel about your high school reunions? Have you gone, or how long does it take before you would like to go?
I haven't gone.
You've never
I
gone?
seriously considered...
Is it like your 10-year high school
10
reunion?
year was 2013,
Okay.
yeah. So I considered going to that one because I live close by. But I didn't go. I just didn't care. And, like, part of me feels like I have to be, like, very impressive in life in order to go to a reunion. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I guess that's just the whole, like, thing that media has sold me. That,
like whenever you see an episode or, like, a movie about high school reunions, it's like, oh, we got to make sure we pull ourselves together for this high school reunion.
Yeah. So, I'll just go to my high school reunion and be like, yeah, I'm a computer programmer and I have a really popular podcast. Super popular.
That's why you should go, Steve.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Hand out our stickers and postcards, which we're going to make. I'm keeping myself accountable by mentioning this on the podcast, so I have to do it. So,
are you sure?
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Awesome. So, anyway, we're making postcards for the live event so that I can hang out at the convention the 2 days before our thing and, like, hand out postcards. Be like, yo, come to our cool show.
Yeah. And if you're interested in getting stickers, hit us up on Twitter and Facebook. And once we get those made, we can send some out to you.
Yeah. We also, Corinne, a person who was on a previous episode, and we've mentioned her once in this podcast already. She suggested getting buttons that say, I'm a D-hole. Yeah. And I was like, man, it sounds so derogatory. Like, it sounds so bad.
But would you like that? Would you guys be interested
would you
in
like
that?
an I'm a D-hole button?
Would you like to show the world that you're a D-hole?
This guy on YouTube, Steven Suptic, he had a bunch of posters that he made and sold. And just, to make money because YouTube's weird. But anyway, like... They just like said in this really fancy writing, they said, kill me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's really funny. And then he signed them and sold them for like $25 a piece or something.
Man, we're missing out on this lucrative swag game.
I know. That guy has almost 1 million subs.
That's
though.
True.
So
Steven
Suptic, if you want to be on our podcast, I know you...
We're close to that, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
So
we're
close.
really getting up there. Stop it. We shouldn't be ironic about our audience.
But our audience loves us because of our irony, right, audience?
There's like 4 people who raise their hand and they're like, we like you.
We love it. Yeah.
Thank you for continuing. Please tell more stories and shut up about how big your audience is. Man,
yeah.
What
was I even talking about?
I don't know.
Reunions?
High school reunions.
Yeah, I think my 10-year high school reunion's coming up next year, and I don't even know if anyone's putting on anything.
I don't know.
But if there was, I might go.
I haven't been paying attention.
This kind of seems bad, but I kind of want to go just to see like where everybody else is, not necessarily to like show people where I am. I want to be like, what happened to you?
See?
I want to see what happened to you, and like if you are you still with this person that you like married in senior year of high school? That was a big controversy. Are you are you a famous musician? There are actually some people that I went to high school with that I'm still, like, at least friends on Facebook. And I guess Melissa kind of brought this up earlier. Like, we don't really need high school reunions anymore because we are connected on Facebook and I can kind of see what people's lives are like.
And that's kind of what Sheldon said, too, right? To a degree.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I know some people that have, like, become musicians and, like, perform on cruise ships or, like, just have really interesting, cool jobs. Like, scientists, they work, with Thiokol or whatever, which is, like, our kind of... It's Utah's NASA, I'll say.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
It is cool. About. I know a dude I met after high school, just right after high school, who plays drums for Wang Chung, which is hilarious to me, because he's, like, basically my age, and he plays drums for this 80s band.
What?
And it's amazing. But they go on tour and stuff, and, like, he literally plays drums professionally.
That's
so I'm like,
cool.
It's awesome, man. Like, really. Oh, there's another guy. Actually, I knew this dude in high school because he would play in, like, he was in some punk bands around in Salt Lake. His name's Ryan Seaman. That's his name, man. Stop it. This podcast is worse because you're here. Anyway.
You need to stop commenting.
I know. I know. So he's in, oh shoot, what band is he in? It doesn't say on your Twitter what band you're in.
Oh, what the heck?
Anyway,
man?
he's in a really popular band, actually. I should just Google him because he'll
Do you
come
wish
up.
you could, like, swap your life with his life? Or, like,
No.
any other person's life? Or do you find satisfaction in your computer programmer life that you've chosen
so
for
there are certain
yourself?
things that are satisfying about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you can't be a computer programmer or any kind of programmer if you don't find satisfaction in the feedback loop where you basically write some code and then run it and it does a thing. And like that's a very satisfying feeling. It's crazy the first time it happens because you're like, I did this.
Yeah.
I
made
did
a
this.
thing, yeah.
You know, so like that's a really satisfying piece of it, right? There are other things that I like wish I could figure out. Like I really wish, and I've wanted this since I was a kid, so it's not like I don't dislike my job in any way at all.
Yeah.
And it's very stable and I like it a lot, but I wish I could figure out a way to like just make stuff, my own stuff,
Yeah.
just do my own thing and have that make money, right?
SteveMatney.com.
Yeah. So like, but the problem is I'm not focused. I'm not focused enough. Maybe both in like the ability to just sit down and do the thing, and also in the fact that I don't do just one thing all the time. You know what I mean? And so,
and I think it's hard too. Like once you're kind of in the zone of like career mode, like it's hard to like pull yourself out of that and scrape time enough to like make the thing that you want it to make.
Right.
Because like I guess even making time for recording the podcast takes a lot of work, and you put in a lot of additional work like outside to edit it and make sure the sound is
as
good.
do you
So,
with our
oh,
designs.
thanks. But I don't know. It's just like I would be hard pressed to find, I don't know, someone who hasn't spent a lot of additional time and several years like devoted exclusively to like a specific outside thing.
Well, and it's crazy to me like how much of that is there's some that is like real talent and like stuff that gets you noticed. Like I think about how that Post Malone guy, that song we've been singing a little bit, he's 21 years old.
I know, he's younger than me.
So I'm kind of like, you know, he's really good.
Yeah.
Like I think he actually plays guitar really well, and he knows how to make and do music, right? And he opened for Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But
and even talking like Justin Bieber, he was discovered when he was like 14, and he was like super talented.
So there's
at that age,
right? So there's some aspect of that level of success that has definitely to do with talent, but like a lot of it is kind of just luck. Like at some point something blows up for you and then that launches it, right? And it's just luck. The thing about it is like you're more likely to find that one thing if you're very consistent and if you just keep going with the thing that you want to do. That's my problem is like I'll get bored with the thing. Like A. Jonathan, I haven't been able to think of an A. Jonathan joke for so long, and it makes me so frustrated because I'm like, I love A. Jonathan.
A. Jonathan's
like,
really funny.
But I can't think of the jokes right now. I'm just not in that headspace, and so it's really bad. So people on the internet who follow that stuff at all are probably like, Steve just gave up on this really funny thing, but I didn't give up. I just can't do it right now.
Being creative is hard, all right, you guys.
Yeah.
Just stop.
And hold on. So I've been thinking about this too. Michelangelo took 4 years to paint the Sistine Chapel.
And he complained the whole time.
Did he?
Yeah. There was actually a really, talks about it a little bit in, like, Basilica, like the making of St. Peter's, and talks about, like, his process and, like, the Pope and, like, their interactions and stuff. But he, like, hated it because he's a sculptor.
Oh,
like,
right.
that wasn't even his original thing. But, anyways, go on.
But anyway, so, like, I think about that in our current culture. Like, who takes 4 years to work on one thing, right? Like, nothing. Yeah. You can't. And so that frustrates me, too, because I'm like, where is the like real dedication to art in our current culture? And that's not I mean, obviously Michelangelo was getting paid, right? Like they're like they're like, dude, you paint the Sistine Chapel. We're the Catholic Church and have a bazillion gazillion dollars,
also we're gonna
rupees?
capture you if you try to run away, and we're gonna put you on some scaffolding, and you're gonna complain about the dust in your eye. It's a true story.
They caught him when he tried to run away?
Yeah, he tried to run away, and they're like, they sent, like, you know, the Pope Catholic Church guards after him.
Weird.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's so weird. Okay, so that guy Ryan Seaman, who I knew, he plays drums for Falling in Reverse, which is like a pretty popular, like, nu metal punkish band, I think.
Band.
But yeah, he's been working for a long time trying to get music to work for him, and he's done it. He's got a successful music career.
Good job.
If he went back to his high school reunion, he'd be like, look at me, guys. Yeah. I have a music career. What are you doing? Yeah. Oh, you're an accountant? Great job. You know, like, he wouldn't.
What would be like your one sentence like thing that you say if you were to like go back to your
I have to
reunion?
limit it to one sentence?
Yeah, just like one, like a brief thing.
What do you mean? Like what
like,
is the point of me saying this one sentence?
It's just to express what you are now to your high school people.
So, like, is it casual? Like, oh, so what are you doing now?
Yeah.
Is that in that conversation?
Yeah. Like, so what's up with your life? Like, let's say, hey, Steve, I'm a friend of yours from high school. You remember me? We did some stuff. What are you up to these days?
Nice. What am I? I would just say, well, I have a wife and we just bought a house last year and I'm a computer programmer. Is basically
Gee, that's great.
What I do. Yeah.
So you just like keep it to like, I guess high school reunions, you kind of just have to keep it to like basic stuff like that.
Yeah. And then like in Utah, people will be like, oh,
you have kids?
How many kids do you have? Currently zero.
-5.
Currently 0 children. Oh, why?
Why?
I don't think people would ask why.
Yeah.
They would go, oh,
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
And I would say infertility and make it really awkward.
Maybe I can't.
And I would force some tears out.
Maybe I'm shooting blanks, huh? You ever think about that?
Just like rage on this random person. Oh man.
I'm trying. Adoption is super expensive unless you do it from a third world country, and I don't know how to do that yet. I'm working on it. You know, like.
I like high school reunions, Steve.
So anyway. No, I'm not going to my high school reunion. Maybe I will. I don't know.
Now Steve's like amped for it.
Depends on how popular the podcast is. I'm just joking.
You had a lot of confessions.
Yeah. So I actually posted a few pictures that I thought represented my high school years or so. My wife was trying to call me out saying one of those pictures looks super young, and I'm like, maybe. I don't know where the line is. Anyway, the other people in that picture were in high school. And I wore that Fresh Jive hat.
So fresh.
Oh, man. I kind of want to wear that, actually. I see it now, and I'm like, that might work. Anyway, my friend Mel, who's commented for the podcast before, she said, I'm always super curious what other people's high schools were like as far as cliques. But, like, you and I went to the same one, so maybe your perception is different, meaning her and I went to the same high school. To me, everyone mostly got along, and there was little friction between groups, but I also am semi-famous for ignoring interpersonal politics, intentionally and unintentionally. So, like, what was your perception of interactions between your groups and others? For me, at my high school, like, I don't feel like I had, like, a clique so much. Like, I hung out with people, but it was sort of, like, always different.
Yeah.
Not like intentionally every single day. It just happened to be this year I kind of hung out with these people and then shifted over a little to these people. But like in class, I would hang out with these people. And like, I just was sort of, I didn't feel like I really had a group. I've never felt like I really belonged in a certain group, which is
can't put me in a box.
No, it's not that. It sucks because like I've never just felt like people were like, we fully accept you as our friend and you are completely part of what we do here. You know, like
you sound like a creepy like sci-fi dystopian like government agency.
Steve, welcome to our society. We fully accept you as a citizen, and you are vital to what we do here.
See, that's perfect.
Now, please spread the mayonnaise.
Oh. So is your dystopian society like very focused on mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually like, have you ever heard of Clockwork Orange?
Yes.
In the very beginning, they go to a milk bar. It's a mayonnaise bar.
Oh, gross. That's the grossest thing.
Drugs in the mayo. Well, you put it on toast, right? And that's how you... Or like a ham sandwich or something.
Okay, that's better. But just like straight up mayonnaise on toast, I can't get down with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
That
actually,
sounds really terrible. Because toast is warm, and like so it'd be like warmish mayonnaise on warm toast.
Okay. What if it was like some kind of super special flavorful mayonnaise with
or like
drugs
a fancy
in it?
mayonnaise, like an aioli.
An aioli with drugs in it.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
I'm so glad we could come to an agreement.
So anyway, so I didn't really like catch on to the cliques in high school very well. So it's hard for me to say if it was a cliquish place. I don't really know. Like I don't really remember like groups of friends being like, "Oh, that group sucks. My group is better." I just remember my one friend like playing guitar and like girls being like, "Oh, that guy plays guitar." And it's like, "This is why I began playing guitar." Anyway.
Oh.
I
never knew anyone that was like the person who played guitar in the hallway. And, like,
oh man,
I missed out on that.
He used to play like Jack Johnson songs, and girls would be like, "Oh, he's so cute." That never happened to me.
I'm sorry.
No, actually, one thing that did happen very awkwardly and uncomfortably was at the end of our senior year. I feel like this happened to me more than once, but there's one time in particular that stuck out where we had to, for English class, we had to write these like list of like 100 things we wanted to do in our lives, right? And one of the things I wrote down was sleep in a bed store, right?
Oh, like a mattress store?
Yeah, like I think that'd be hilarious. I thought that would be hilarious when I was 18 years old, but whatever.
Have you done that yet?
No.
Oh. Goals, man.
I know. Hashtag goals. Anyway, there was this girl who was like, "I want to sleep in a bed store with you," and I was like,
like just at the opposite side of the bed store.
I just didn't know how to respond because like I was nobody ever like flirted with me.
You're like, your brain's like, ah.
I was like, little do you know, I'm going to grow up to be 300 pounds like that. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. I don't weigh that much now. I did for a little bit. How embarrassing.
I don't feel like I should say anything.
What would you say?
I don't know. I don't know what to say to follow up with a comment.
What do you feel like you shouldn't say?
I shouldn't say anything. Hey, you know what's great?
I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I love to do that. So at work, the IT guy had to fix something because my computer was like, it didn't recognize its battery for some reason. And I tried a few things that I could find online to say to like get it back working, and it didn't work. And so I was like, I think I need IT's help. So he came and he fixed it. And he's like, yeah, I just had to reset the SMC like you already tried to do, babe. And he's like, you just must not have done it properly, which is okay. And I was like, what are you trying to say? Just to make it super
I make
awkward.
more than you. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if that's true. And I don't ask because I don't want to feel like... I hate that position where it's like... When I made less, I don't think I would have felt bad knowing other people made more. And now I feel like I probably make more than some other people. And I am like, I don't want to feel like somehow I'm superior just because of this dollar, man. This is awkward. Can we stop talking about this?
I did this really awkward thing in one of our operations team meetings where I was like, all right, we're all gonna go around in a circle and say how much we make.
Oh,
ready?
no.
And the director was in there. She's like, no.
That's awesome.
It was like a group of like maybe 10 of us.
That
it was
is hilarious.
And everyone just got really uncomfortable. And it was probably one of my favorite moments of my life. So
you're like,
I made everyone feel uncomfortable at the same time.
Were you like
I was
looking at them
100% in control of the situation.
Look at me right now. I've caused this feeling in all of you.
You're all uncomfortable, and I'm going to
put your lighters to the sky. You dance to my tune. Anyway, that's ridiculous. So cliques, I don't know. I never really got into cliques in high school.
I just kind of hung out. I was similar to you. I just kind of hung out with every person.
Yeah.
It like a little bit. I only had like maybe 2 or 3 close friends in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never was like, I'm gonna hang out with this specific group of people every single day. And it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, Man, I wish I had like a close group of friends like that. Like you see in the movies, like people are like, "Oh yeah, we're pals forever," or whatever.
And they like, do like a blood pact or something. And you're like, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah, nobody has AIDS yet. We're all too young.
Or are you?
Bloodborne diseases can't be shared under the age of 18, so.
Alternative facts.
I don't think that's the way biology works.
Well, this is not a biology podcast, so go get that somewhere else.
Go listen to Sawbones, which is a real podcast about medical stuff. With
Gosh, what are you doing listening to ours for medical advice?
Jeez, why did you listen this long to get to the medical advice? He should have just moved on. Yeah. So anyway, my friend Erica said when I attended Jordan High, sorry, that's a little bit specific. There were still cliques, but everyone got along, and they were friends with everybody else. When I attended a different high school, it was a different story. The cliques weren't as fluid or friendly, and there was more violence in that school than the one I attended prior. And my other friend responded and said, my sister and older brother went to the same school before me and mentioned that it was super cliquey. By the time I got there, though, I think the cowboy clique was gone.
What?
Maybe the cowboy clique was like the ones that were like, hey, get out here, boy. Whatever. I don't know what cowboy
The cowboy clique sounds like a really great Lifetime movie.
We live in the West, so...
We do, yeah, we should mention that we do live in like I guess not the Midwest, but not really like the super West.
We moved to where we live now from like the Salt Lake area, and where we live now is much more suburby than the Salt Lake area, and actually a little bit more rural, slightly more rural. And we started noticing everyone wearing jeans with like filigree and stuff on them, and we were like, we thought this trend ended like 10 years ago.
Not here.
What is happening? And then all like people wearing like camo with pink lines and whatever, and I'm like, where do I live?
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird step back like 10 years over here.
And I was like, where do you buy these?
Yeah, I don't know where you'd have to like go and thrift for those things, or Smith and Edwards.
Smith and Edwards is your country boy store.
Yeah, local country store.
I guess so.
If you can't find it, they probably don't have it. That's like one of their slogans.
That's awesome. So we're running close on time, but we'll try to get
try to get all these confessions.
Oh man, so many confessions. Hold on, dealing with some heartburn.
Oh, you want me to go, or are you good?
No, I got it. Okay. We're good. Do you? Oh, you have stuff on yours too.
I have little mini confessions.
Oh, good,
too.
Great. All right, fantastic. You go ahead. I'll just deal with my body.
Okay. All right. So Brooke said, "Hi, Brooke." She gave a little confession. I had 2 pet turtles in my locker named Tito and Peppy. That's like a really cute, fun confession.
That is so great.
That's so cute. And I hope this doesn't reveal too much, but Brooke is from Michigan, so maybe that kind of explains like a little bit. Maybe not, but she went to high school in Michigan.
Maybe that's why she sounds like a character in 16 Candles.
Something, yeah.
Because like, seriously, that's an 80s movie thing where it's like, hey, let's go to my locker. Oh, those are my pet turtles. All right, let's go to the record store. You know, like...
Maybe.
That's my impression of 16 Candles.
That's a good impression.
Great clothes, Ducky. Love your hat.
I couldn't even tell the difference between the movie and you.
I know, it's really good. Really good.
She also said, I also fell asleep during my ACT, which is the West version of the SAT. Mm-hmm. I still went to college and now have an amazing job. # stick it to the man.
Bang!
Boom. Good job, bro.
What did you do well on your ACT? Or did
I got 32.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I got 28. My score was pulled down by... I think it was math.
Yeah, mine was definitely pulled down by math because I got a perfect score on reading and the essay and like the other English section.
I did like really well on the English
really
stuff.
Bad on the math section.
Yeah, the math section was... I did okay on the science section too, if I remember correctly. But the math, because the ACT, they'll do like these prep courses that you can take like after school or whatever, and I didn't do any of those. I was like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I did those, and I didn't really focus on what I should have focused on, because I'm like, I'm going to focus on English and reading, because I'm good at those, but you're supposed to do the opposite and focus on things you're not good at. Yeah. I did not learn that study skill.
Did you take AP English?
I did not take any AP classes, because I only went to high school for 3 years, and then I went to college.
My biggest regret in high school is taking AP English and passing the test. I can't remember. This particular English teacher like said a couple things to me that I was like, this is like so harsh but so nice at the same time. Like, so I passed the tests because our AP English class prepared you for 2 separate tests because they were essentially the same thing, and I got a 4 and a 5, which is like,
nice. That's like the highest you can get.
Yeah. And she's like, "Good job on passing your test. You really rode your talent." And like, I was like, "What? That hurts so bad."
Yeah.
But also, like, I had to like pound the pavement to graduate high school at the end of my senior year because I had failed like 1 term of science, so I had to go like to retake a test or something like that and bring that grade up. And then I probably wasn't going to pass my English class I think I just wanted to bring my GPA up a little bit or something, but like I worked real hard at the last few weeks of high school, and that same teacher said, if you would have worked that hard through all of high school, you would have been the top of your class. And I was like, a little late now, don't you think? You know, like,
and hey, maybe Miss Johnson, if you worked a little harder when you were in your 20s, you might have found a man.
That's interesting of you to say. She was actually married to one of the other English teachers in the school.
What?
Which is pretty dope.
That's kind of weird.
I said it again. See? That weird phenomenon is coming back around. So, confession. My friend Becky said, are we done with...
I have 2 more. Just baby ones.
Okay, sure. Great. Baby confession time.
Baby confession. That's great. Tiffany S. Hey, Tiffany said, got duct taped to a pillar once. That was fun. My school had some pretty awesome people. Winky face. And she went to high school with me. So she's
I get it. Did you ever have anything bullying like that happen to you in high school?
Not really. I stabbed a kid in the leg with a pencil.
Wow.
Because he was bothering me.
That is
people mess with me.
I don't feel like I ever.
But I also got beat up for that like $20 at one time too. So I was kind of in the middle of the pack.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
I never had anything too bad happen to me in high school. I convinced one of my gym teachers that at home exercise I could drum. I could do drumming, and that could be considered at home exercise. And she was like, "Okay."
Yeah, but your thumbs are freakishly. I need to get a picture of someday. Oh my gosh!
You want to see these thumb muscles? They're so dope. I said it again.
Steve's like injecting straight steroids into his thumbs.
Directly into my thumb muscles. It's like when they try to make chickens bigger so they have bigger breasts, so that's what they can sell for the meat. I know, that sounds bad, but it's for chickens, right? So it's not that kind of podcast. Hashtag not my kink.
Hashtag not my GMO.
So anyway, yeah, nice. So
Steve's got huge thumb muscles. Like I don't know how to describe I don't know how to describe the size of the thumb muscles.
Let's see. Let's do it.
Look at that! Like the definition. And Steve's thumb muscle is like I don't know.
You want to get some pics of these?
Yeah,
later?
get some sweet pics.
Hey, ladies. You think a hot stomach is cool? Check out these thumb muscles.
You know, I joke, but somewhere out there, that's like somebody's
there
actual
is some
kink.
lady who's like,
yeah.
That guy could grip it so hard, he could grip my arms.
As in, like, you know, like the arms of a chair, so you don't fall off.
Yeah. I guess that, I don't know. I don't know what people's kinks are all about. Anyway, I assume it's just what they like. I also have a really big, gross muscle on my feet, too.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Do you want to?
Maybe.
So anyway, that's from drumming as well, because you use your feet a lot.
All right. One more, baby. We'll get away from these weird kinks.
Come on.
Back to our regular scheduled program.
I feel like these thumb muscles would help me be really good at jiu-jitsu, though, because you have to have good grip strength in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Like, what Like, if we were to do a thumb war, would you just like break my thumb?
Oh,
Would you
man.
just destroy my thumb?
You would have like a compound fracture.
My thumb would be like just dangling at that point. I could not beat you.
Thumb muscle champion. thumb wrestle champion, I guess is what I should have said. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Go on.
Last little baby confession. Michaela, hey. She said, I was once mooed out of a cafeteria. I still have no idea why. I don't know how? What?
Mood?
Mood? I guess they were like, mood. I feel like that's really mean.
Oh, man. There are some good stories coming up in
Oh,
my
man.
thing.
I feel like I would just cry if people or I would either cry or be very just like, are they mooing at me? Like, what's that mean? Like, am I a cow? I would just start mooing.
I think if I was in high school and people mooed at me, I'd be like, I know! And then, like, just be, like, so disappointed.
And then you, like, get on your Letterman jacket of drama.
And my drama Letterman jacket.
And then you just, lean up against the
I was such a
fountain.
crybaby.
It's not a fountain.
Oh, man.
All right. Sorry.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Thanks, Michaela. You did a great job.
Did it.
So my friend Becky said, confession, moving to Utah was hard for me, and attending the high school I went to was harder. My junior year was particularly bad. I had to transfer out of a class because the teacher, who was also the girls' soccer coach, quote-unquote jokingly, called me an uptight biznitch in front of the whole class.
Rude.
Come on, teach!
Yeah.
He was almost fired for it because there were multiple complaints, but the whole experience for her was still hell. In fact, someone started a rumor that she transferred out of that class because he and her were having an affair that had gone wrong. And
this is such a crazy story.
At her 10-year reunion, someone even asked her if she left because she was pregnant with the teacher's baby. What? So anyway, high school for her was bad. Yeah. She said it wasn't until she met the quote unquote misfits at sort of like the alternative class, which was from 3 to 6. She met them and she felt accepted. He said, and my brother, who they actually dated for a little while, sorry for the awkwardness, he said, all things considered, he felt like she fit in better with that crowd than he ever did, the 3 to 6 crowd. I just looked more the part because Dave was kind of like, I'm so punk rock, it's crazy. Anyway, he's cool. He's my favorite. Anyway, she said, I felt such relief when I met that crowd. With that being said, he played a big part in her feeling like she fit in. Aww. And he said, you're welcome. She said, thank you. Anyway.
Wow, that's so... I can't imagine, like, people believing that I was having an affair with a teacher. And then, like, not... just believing it in high school, but like continuing to believe it beyond high school.
You think you would look back on that and be like,
that's stupid.
I don't think that actually happened.
Yeah, but you're like, no, it's so real. She got pregnant with the teacher's baby.
And the earth is flat. Did you know?
What? It's totally flat, Steve. Don't joke about flat earth theory. The world's just spinning like really fast like a frisbee.
So here's the thing. Like I don't understand. Anyway. We shouldn't get into it. But I was thinking about satellites and like DirecTV and how they specifically use satellites to like make money. And I'm like, what stake do they have in faking that this satellite is coming from space?
Just because the satellite is spinning on top of the flat disk that's spinning up like around.
Totally possible with ground-based technology. Completely possible with ground-based technology. It's totally feasible. No details are involved in this because this isn't a real argument and I don't know the answer. Anyway, sorry. Come at me. My cousin, Amy, who was in the picture I posted, she said, being a pretty big nerd in high school is something you may want to put behind you and move past. She's saying this about herself. Oh. As I was reading it, I was like, woof, dang roasted. Yeah. Got him. In fact, you may think you have moved on in life until your cousin, who has his own podcast, that's right, girl, decides to post embarrassing pictures on social media of you bringing back all the horrific memories. Exclamation point. Love you, Steve. What? Anyway.
She just like roasted herself.
I know, but it sounded like she was really roasting. Going hard at me. And
when I first read that, I was like, dang, I don't know who this girl is, but dang, yeah.
No, I was a huge nerd in high school, and like if somebody were using those words to use to roast me, I'd be like, they got a point. You know, like,
Yeah, like fair.
So my friend Jessica, she was probably, like my youth group was probably the closest group that I felt like I kind of was part of. So she was part of my youth group, but she said the year I graduated from Woods Cross was, that's the high school. Anyway.
Oh.
Sorry, we're
just doxing all these people.
Doxed you so bad. I doxed you so bad, bro. This year I graduated. The year I graduated was pretty eventful because it had 9/11 and the Utah Winter Olympics. But my senior year, she was hardly ever there. She went every other day because she had all the credits basically that she needed. She was super into skater brands and punk and ska music. She was pretty much a poser, she says.
That's amazing.
Okay, so the final one is the best.
Best for last.
My friend Chris, he said, I remember at youth camp, you jumping off the deck and the ambulance and fire trucks showing up.
What? Okay, explain this.
It wasn't
story.
off a deck, but I understand why you would remember it incorrectly because it was in between the deck. And so there was the last day of youth camp, they were doing like this barbecue cookout or whatever, and I was like, such a freaking ham, such a little doofus. But like, I was just messing with people in line waiting to get food and just hanging out and playing around. And I was like, guys, I'm going to do a backflip off these rocks. And I wasn't, the plan was not to actually do a backflip.
Yeah.
The plan was to just flop around in the air and be like, this is so stupid, right? Instead, I apparently tried to land on my feet and dislocated my kneecap. So they had to like cut off my pants and my kneecap was on the side of my leg and you could see it. And I was like, this is the most painful thing that's ever happened to anyone ever, probably. And I really liked those pants. They were like my favorite pants when I was wearing them.
I feel like that happens so often, like when you hear stories about people, like the ambulance comes and they have to like cut them out of their favorite shoes or like their favorite clothes.
It sucked. And then, so they took me to the hospital, right? And they had to reset my kneecap because you can't just leave it.
What do they do? They just pop it back
but
on?
I wanted to be, I wish they had put me under, but instead, what they do is they give you medicine that makes you forget. So it's literally...
Are you sure this is the hospital?
Yeah. So you fully experience the whole thing, and then when the medicine kicks in, you forget that the last 15 minutes happened or whatever. But there's part of it that I truly remember, with the part where they're right about to set it, and I was like, no, or whatever, and they did it, right? They just went through it. And like, I think if oh man, it hurts. Don't ever dislocate your kneecap. It's terrible. And then this is my beginning experience with doctors being jerks to me for some reason. I had to go to like a sports therapy doctor because my kneecap, whatever, and they're like used to dealing with like cool guy injuries, whereas I got tackled on a football field, doc. So I walk in and
this kid with a kneecap.
I walk in and they're like, what did you do to your knee? And I was like, I just did something real stupid and jumped off a thing. And they're like, all right, well, here's some PT or whatever. Have fun. Great job, This doctor was like treating me like I was just a little idiot. I didn't get into medicine so I could treat dumb kids. I wanted to treat cool athletes.
AKA rich people.
I know. It's just...
You're the reason... Doctor's like, you're the reason that Prince died, okay?
What? Don't you mean Prince?
Yeah.
Why?
He took 2 different medications. That,
Is that what happened?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I know Michael Jackson's doctor administered the medicine that made him die. So anyway, that's the story of when I dislocated my kneecap. It sucked real bad and continued to be bad for a while.
I love that. That's that. Who was that posted?
Chris.
Oh, it's his memory.
My friend Chris. Yeah, we played it in like church bands later a little bit, but we didn't go to high school together. He was like in the same district, so his group was at the same youth camp as my group. Yeah, man, that was sucky.
Oh man, high school. Any other memories that you can think about, like
so
high school
many.
memories? I don't know. Like there's.
Do you want to? It could get real embarrassing in here if I told you my memories.
I don't know. Yeah,
memories.
All alone in the moonlight.
Anyway, that's really good at
We're
singing.
so good at singing songs that are copyrighted.
Yeah,
Aren't ours.
Oh man, it's a long podcast.
Oh geez.
It's 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Oh yeah, wow, that's long.
We really killed it. Thanks everybody for sticking it out with us. I hope you enjoyed the Plain Donuts podcast. And check us out on yourplaindonuts.com. Leave us a review on iTunes and a rating. That gives us visibility in the podcast world. And that's
so cool because we like that a lot. And we like making this podcast every week for you. So please leave us some feedback if you like us.
Yeah.
Or if you don't like us, that's cool, I guess,
Leave us feedback that way, but don't be mean.
Don't be nice to me.
No, do be nice to her.
Or I don't, be nice to me.
Isn't it fair? Yes, nice. Thank you for the clarifying punctuation.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, thanks. That was a good podcast. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, I'm your co-host Alicia. It's your co-host Steve.
Congratulations.
Bye.